It looks innocent, just toast with jam and a glass of orange juice. But inside your body, it triggers a silent crash that can steal your energy and even your balance. At first, it doesn't seem like a problem. You're in your 60s or 70s, and you've been eating the same breakfast for decades: white toast, fruit juice, maybe a pastry with your morning coffee. It's quick, familiar, sweet enough to start the day on a high. But what if that high is just the beginning of a deeper, silent crash? As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to sugar. Blood sugar spikes happen faster. And the crash? It comes harder. Your energy drops. You feel shaky. Maybe even dizzy. You think it's stress. Or age. But often, it starts with what's on your plate. Let me tell you about Martha, a 71-year-old retired librarian from Ohio. For years, she began her day with 2 slices of toast, some strawberry jam, and a glass of orange juice. It felt like comfort, she told her doctor. But by mid-morning, Martha started feeling tired, like the life was leaking out of her. Her hands would tremble a bit. Sometimes she felt confused, anxious. One morning, she lost her balance and fell. Her doctor ran tests. Her blood pressure was fine. Heart, okay. But her blood sugar told a different story. A huge spike in the morning. A deep crash an hour later. All triggered by that simple sugary breakfast. Martha made one small change. She swapped the toast and juice for a bowl of steel-cut oats with chia seeds, blueberries, and a scoop of Greek yogurt. Within a week, her mid-morning crashes disappeared. I felt like my brain turned back on, she said. And my feet felt grounded again. Here's the truth: after 60, breakfast isn't just fuel. It's medicine, or it's poison. Sugary foods digest fast. They flood your bloodstream. Then they vanish, leaving your body scrambling for balance. That imbalance leads to fatigue, mood swings, even increased risk of falls. And for seniors, falls can mean broken hips, hospitals, loss of independence. So what can you do? It's simple: build your breakfast around fiber, protein, and healthy fat. That trio keeps your blood sugar stable, your energy steady, and your mind sharp. Try an omelet with veggies and avocado. Or Greek yogurt with walnuts and cinnamon. Or overnight oats with flax seeds and almond butter. You don't have to give up flavor, just the sugar that hides in plain sight. Because aging with strength isn't about doing more. It's about choosing better. And the first, quiet, powerful choice begins in your kitchen, right after sunrise. It doesn't hurt. You don't notice it at first. But every day that passes without enough protein, especially in the morning, your muscles shrink just a little more. And one day, it becomes hard to climb stairs. Harder to rise from your chair. Your balance falters. You fall. After 60, your body processes protein differently. You need more, not less. But most breakfasts after that age? Toast. Coffee. Maybe a banana. Where's the protein? Let me tell you about Frank, a 69-year-old retired mechanic from Montana. A man who once lifted engine parts like they were paper. But over time, his strength faded. He wasn't sick, but something felt off. His arms got thinner. His legs wobbled. One day, he slipped in the garage, nothing serious, but it scared him. His doctor asked him about breakfast. Usually just coffee and toast, Frank replied. That's when everything changed. Frank began adding protein to his mornings. 2 eggs. A scoop of whey in a smoothie. Some cottage cheese with fruit. In just 2 months, he felt stronger. He stood taller. The fatigue? Gone. I feel like I've got my legs back, he said. And I'm not afraid of falling anymore. Science backs this up. Research shows that older adults need at least 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast to preserve lean muscle mass and prevent frailty. Without it, the body begins pulling protein from the muscles to function, leading to weakness, loss of mobility, and even cognitive decline. Think of protein as the first protection you give your body each day. It doesn't have to be complicated. Try 2 boiled eggs with avocado toast on whole grain, a smoothie with Greek yogurt, spinach, berries, and a scoop of protein powder, tofu stir-fry with quinoa, a small bowl of lentil soup with a poached egg on top. What matters is not perfection, it's intention. Aging doesn't mean fading. It means adapting. Choosing meals that build, not break. So tomorrow morning, before the coffee even cools, ask yourself, what am I doing to protect my muscles today? Because strong mornings build strong years. And it all begins with protein. Inflammation is often described as a fire burning quietly beneath the surface, one that doesn't hurt at first, but over time, it weakens the body from the inside. Your joints ache. Your mind feels foggy. Your energy? Fading. And what's fanning that fire every morning might just be what's on your plate. After age 60, low-grade chronic inflammation becomes more common. Doctors even have a name for it: inflammaging. It's linked to heart disease, arthritis, memory loss, and even depression. And while most people try to fight it with pills or supplements, very few realize the most powerful anti-inflammatory tool is breakfast. Let me share a quiet transformation. Carlos, 65, from New Mexico, had always started his day with processed cereal and coffee with sugar. Over time, he developed joint stiffness. His hands would swell slightly in the mornings. Walking became uncomfortable. I just thought I was getting old, he said. Until one dietitian asked him a simple question: what if your breakfast is feeding your inflammation? Carlos made a small change. He swapped cereal for steel-cut oats with turmeric, blueberries, and walnuts. He added a cup of warm green tea instead of sugary coffee. 3 weeks later, he noticed something strange. Nothing hurt when he got out of bed. His fingers moved freely. His afternoon slump? Gone. That's the power of an anti-inflammatory breakfast. So what foods fuel inflammation after 60? White bread, sugary spreads. Processed meats like bacon or sausage, packaged cereals and pastries. And what fights inflammation? Berries, rich in antioxidants, omega-3s from walnuts and chia seed, spices like turmeric and cinnamon, leafy greens, and extra virgin olive oil. You don't have to be perfect. But you do have to be aware. Build your breakfast with intention. A simple bowl of warm oats topped with berries, flax seeds, and a pinch of turmeric can do more for your joints than any cream or pill. Because the truth is, the real healing begins before the day even starts, at your kitchen table. And every anti-inflammatory bite is a quiet act of self-respect. Of choosing a body that moves freely, thinks. When we think of longevity, we often imagine advanced medicine or perfect genetics. But in the world's blue zones, places like Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, and Nicoya, Costa Rica, people live long, healthy lives without fancy diets or gym memberships. The secret? It often begins with a humble, mindful breakfast. Let's travel to Okinawa, Japan, where the average life expectancy is among the highest in the world. Here, the elders don't start their day with bacon or toast. Instead, breakfast might be a small bowl of miso soup, steamed sweet potatoes, and a bit of tofu sprinkled with scallions. No sugar rush. No coffee jitters. Just warmth, simplicity, and nutrients. Eiko, 92, wakes at dawn. She greets the morning sun, moves slowly through stretches, then prepares her breakfast. Miso soup with seaweed and a boiled egg. A handful of greens picked from her garden. She eats in silence, sipping warm tea, no TV, no phone. This isn't just food. It's a ritual. A moment of peace and nourishment. In Sardinia, home to some of the oldest men on earth, breakfast is often a piece of sourdough bread with sheep's cheese, a handful of figs or almonds, and a small glass of red wine, yes, even in the morning. The key isn't the alcohol, it's the ritual of sharing, the joy of simplicity, the focus on whole, unprocessed foods. These meals may seem modest, but they're packed with fiber, plant-based protein, healthy fats, and polyphenol, compounds that reduce inflammation, support the heart, and protect the brain. More importantly, they're eaten slowly, in peace, often with loved ones. Compare that to the Western breakfast, a drive-through sandwich, sugary cereal in front of a screen, or coffee gulped down in a rush. It's not just what we eat, it's how we eat it that matters. So what can we learn? Make your breakfast sacred, sit down. Chew slowly. Eat with someone, or in silence. Focus on whole foods, sweet potato, beans, greens, nuts, fermented foods. Avoid overprocessing. Blue zone breakfasts rarely include refined sugar or chemical additives. Add gratitude. Begin your meal with a breath or quiet thought. It changes everything. Longevity isn't built in hospitals. It's built in kitchens, over time, with love, patience, and intention. What if your breakfast wasn't just the first meal, but the first gift you give your body each day? There's something comforting about the smell of coffee in the morning. It's ritual. It's routine. For many, it feels like waking up. But for the aging body, especially after 60, coffee on an empty stomach may not be the best choice. Jitters. Spikes in cortisol. Stomach irritation. Even disrupted sleep later in the day. So what do longevity experts and doctors recommend instead? Let me introduce you to Nancy, a 74-year-old retired schoolteacher from Vermont. For decades, she started each day with 2 strong cups of black coffee, nothing else. By late morning, she often felt wired, anxious, and oddly forgetful. Her doctor suggested something simple: swap the first cup of coffee with a warm drink that nourishes instead of jolts. Nancy hesitated. She loved her coffee. But she gave it a try. Each morning, she drank a warm glass of water with lemon and a dash of sea salt. Some days, she switched it up with green tea or matcha. Within just 2 weeks, she noticed something: clearer thinking. More stable energy. No more morning shakes. And surprisingly, she slept better at night. That's the hidden magic of a gentler start. Hydration is vital after sleep. Overnight, your body becomes slightly dehydrated. Without water, your brain function slows, blood thickens, and circulation becomes sluggish, especially in older adults. But a simple glass of warm lemon water rehydrates you, wakes up the digestive system, and gently stimulates detoxification. Green tea and matcha go a step further. They're rich in L-theanine, a compound that calms the mind while keeping it alert. They also contain EGCG, an antioxidant known to protect the heart and brain, especially against age-related decline. Here's how to begin. First thing, before any coffee, drink a full glass of warm water with lemon, cucumber, or a pinch of salt for minerals. Option 2, brew green tea, matcha, or herbal infusions like ginger turmeric. Save coffee for after breakfast, once your body has been nourished. It's not about giving up coffee. It's about choosing what your body needs first. Because every morning, your heart and brain are waiting for instructions. You can jolt them, or you can care for them. One quiet cup. One conscious choice. That's how you begin a day, and build a life that lasts. We often think that changing our lives requires something dramatic: new doctors, strict diets, expensive supplements. But sometimes, the most powerful changes begin with something much simpler. Something we often overlook. Breakfast. After 60, every meal becomes more than just fuel. It becomes a message to your body, a quiet whisper that says, I'm still here. I still matter. I still choose to care. Because breakfast is not just about what you eat. It's about how you show up for yourself in the first light of day. It's the first decision your future self will thank you for. So start small. Start slow. Start with a glass of warm water. A bowl of real food. A moment of peace before the rush. And remember this, you're not too old. It's not too late. Every morning is a chance to nourish a longer, stronger, more vibrant life. Speech balloon now, we'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite breakfast after 60? What small change are you ready to try tomorrow morning? Backhand index pointing down, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else. Thumbs up if this video helped you, please give it a like. Repeat button, share it with someone you care about, a parent, a friend, or anyone ready to age well. Bell, and don't forget to subscribe for more doctor-backed, heart-centered health stories every week. From our kitchen to yours, golden well-being, where every sunrise brings a new start.